Welcome to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast with Jacob Ayers, providing actionable content to help you along your journey to financial freedom through real estate investing. As the premier asset class, real estate has helped ordinary people just like you amass fortunes. The benefits of passive income from real estate investing will allow you to live a life you want. And now your host, entrepreneur, real estate investor, and apartment deal syndicator, Jacob Ayers.
Hi, and welcome to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast, episode 100. You're listening to Friday Fundamentals with your host, Jacob Ayers. Wow, 100 episodes in, it almost doesn't even seem real. Well, hey, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your week to listen to this podcast. Your listenership means so much to me, and I'm sincerely grateful you've joined me in this journey. Well, with episode 100, I thought it was only fitting to make this week's Friday Fundamental practice persistence. Anything in this life that's worthwhile doing will likely take a lot of work and effort. But it's this exact mindset that keeps us from pursuing those worthwhile things. Maybe you want to travel the world, but you only know one language, don't have a clue about international travel, and can barely afford a Greyhound bus ticket. How will you ever achieve such a feat? Perhaps you want to build a real estate portfolio that creates financial freedom for you, but you can barely afford to put money in your savings account at the end of each month. How will you afford to ever buy your own home, much less other rental properties? Maybe you want to run a marathon, but can barely walk upstairs without becoming winded. How will you ever manage 26.2 miles? By approaching a new endeavor with this mindset, you are defeated before you ever even get started. It's important to realize there is no such thing as an overnight success. Every big accomplishment takes considerable amounts of action. If you can make a habit out of taking small acts towards your goals, then only time stands between you and that goal. Persistence is key here. By being persistent day in and day out, you will eventually put in a considerable amount of time and effort towards your goal. You will gain so much more knowledge and experience that things will become easier. Let's think of that marathon example. You might not be able to run 26.2 miles, but you can run half a mile, so do that. And then do that again, and then again, and then again. You'll notice that it starts to become easier. Then bump it up to 1 mile, then 2, then 3. Every day, take a step towards reaching your goal of 26.2 miles. It might take you 2 months, 6 months, a year, even 5 years to be able to run a marathon. But no matter what, keep plugging away at that goal with persistent action. Everything you want to accomplish can be done so with this simple approach. Will you fail? Definitely so. Will you embarrass yourself? You may think so, but probably not. The people sitting on their couch as you get out there and run a couple miles probably won't think so. Will you eventually reach your goal? Absolutely. You can only fail if you give up. You can only fail if you quit taking persistent action. People are naturally afraid of making mistakes. It's normal to avoid risk and failure. As humans, that's part of our DNA. But the biggest mistake you can make is never getting started or giving up. You won't ever look back on your life and think, wow, I'm glad I didn't give that a try, or I knew I should have given up on my dream. So what will you achieve with your persistent action? There is no limit to your success, so long as you never give up. That wraps up this week's episode of Friday Fundamentals. I want to thank you again for taking the time to stick with me on this journey through 100 episodes. It feels like just yesterday, I plugged this very microphone into my laptop and hit record. It was a nervous time, a journey. There were a lot of unknowns in my future, but I took persistent action, and over the course of a year, we've come up on 100 episodes. Sure, there have been some good times and some bad, some ups and downs, some lows and highs, but overall, it's been a very rewarding journey, and I'm so glad you've experienced it with me. What I'd like for you to take out of this is take this scenario, this example, this experience, and use it as motivation for your next endeavor. Get out there and take action. Take that next step. Buy that property, go to that meeting, ask that person for whatever it is you want. Take action and keep at it. No matter what, you will succeed. That is what I want you to take out of this episode. For more information, resources, and to connect with me, visit www.jacobayers.com. Till next time, signing off, I'm your host, Jacob Ayers.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast, providing you actionable content to build your real estate empire. Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for personal advice. The opinions of guests are their own. Information is not guaranteed. All investment strategies have a potential for profit or loss. The host is operating on behalf of the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom, LLC, exclusively.